A while ago, in the control room where all the martial saints were, the screen began to show the live broadcast of Lu Sheng standing in front of Xing Yukong and his men. The attention of all the martial saints was fixed on the screen. They began to observe our boy in silence. Among the martial saints was also Tang Zhongyu, who began to stroke his beard, and his eyes widened with curiosity since he did not know who the warrior was that dared to face his subordinates. The man wearing glasses began to smile and mentioned that the expert under Marshal Saint Zhongyu's command seemed to be among the top 10 in the previous competition. According to him, his strength was not bad at all. Zheng Yu's eyes widened with seriousness and her gaze fixed on Xing Yukong. With a sincere expression, she revealed that 10 years ago, she had seen Xing Yukong for the first time. According to her, his ability was slightly inferior to Tang Ji's, but his talent and intuition were superior. She couldn't help but admit that nowadays, even Tang Ji was no match for him. Upon hearing this, Lin Wanwen, who was behind her, couldn't help but go into shock. Her eyes filled with surprise and her jaw dropped. While everyone was waiting for the confrontation between Lu Sheng and Xing Yukong to begin, Lin Wanwen started observing her mother. She remembered that Tang Ji was her mother's principal disciple, almost 100 years old and possessing unparalleled strength. She couldn't believe that her mother had actually said that Tang Ji was no match for Xing Yukong. To her, this was truly astonishing. Lin Wanwen's eyes expanded in confusion. She approached her mother and with a curious expression asked if Xing Yukong was really that strong. Upon hearing her daughter's voice, Zheng Yu came out of her thoughts and her gaze fixed on Lin Wanwen. She began to ponder in silence. Her eyes filled with seriousness, she turned around, started staring at Lin Wanwen, and revealed that Xing Yukong's strength was beyond comparison to Tang Ji's. After all, Xing Yukong was the most valued disciple of Tang Zhongyu. On the island, the situation was escalating. The woman wearing glasses clenched her fists and began to observe our boy in silence. Xing Yukong's eyes widened with fury. He clenched his fists and took on an offensive stance, ready to fight. While on the other side, the others stepped back, knowing that this battle was not theirs. For Zheng Yu, it would not be surprising if one day Xing Yukong reached level 9. Xing Yukong's rival, Liu Shen, remained calm and began to observe them with a serene expression. Even though she did not know our boy well, she knew that he was Harold's nephew, but no matter how strong he was, according to her, he was not at Xing Yukong's level. Xing Yukong took the initiative, jumped up, and with an expression full of rage, struck our boy with a fierce punch to the chest. Zheng Yu closed her eyes and sighed. She knew that Liu Shen was alone and thought he was unlucky since this time he had come across the strongest warriors of Ming Yudeng. According to her, the result of this battle was clear. Lin Wanwen's eyes widened in surprise. She placed her hand on her mother's shoulder and with a shocked expression, began pointing at the screen and asked her to look. Feeling her daughter's hand, she opened her eyes and with a confused expression asked why she was so surprised. The screen began to show the result of the battle. With our boy smiling and holding his opponent by the head, Xing Yukong was lying on his knees on the ground, his eyes full of exhaustion, bleeding from his mouth, with torn clothes and the mark of Liu Shen's palm on his chest. Zheng Yu's attention was fixed on the screen, and her eyes widened in surprise and fear. She couldn't help but go into shock, not knowing what was happening or how Xing Yukong had been defeated. Lin Wanwen, who was pointing at the screen with her finger, turned to her mother and, with a confused expression, asked why Xing Yukong was kneeling. Zheng Yu, who was still in shock, remained paralyzed trying to understand the situation. Xing Yukong's eyes turned white and he lost consciousness. Liu Shen's eyes widened with joy. He let go of his head and began to observe him in silence. Lin Wanwen asked her mother if Xing Yukong was really the best warrior of Ming Yudeng. The same one her mother said had strength superior to that of brother Tang Ji and was going to reach level 9. Marshal Saint Zheng Yu remained silent, not knowing what to say to her daughter. Her eyes filled with tranquility, she crossed her arms and, with a sincere expression, admitted she had been wrong, explaining that she had misjudged Xing Yukong. According to her, Harold's nephew was impressive, one could say extremely powerful. Lin Wanwen put her hand over her chest and did not say a single word. The martial saint, who had a scar on his eye and a robotic arm, with a surprise expression, asked the others if they had seen the fight. According to him, it had been incredible. The other martial saints remained silent, back on the island. With an excited smile, Liu Shen began attacking all the warriors who refused to hand over their energy crystals. He attacked one of them with a fierce punch to the chest. The poor man could do nothing and began screaming in agony. Seeing our boy's power, the martial saints were in shock and could not believe that there was really someone so powerful in this competition. In an instant, our boy collected a large number of energy crystals that were floating in the sky. Liu Shen's eyes widened with joy, and with an exciting smile, he raised his hand, giving the order for all the crystals to rise. He started pointing at the sky and used his power, causing the small energy crystals to begin gathering into a giant energy crystal. The attention of the nearby warriors was fixed on the precious energy crystals. Their jaws dropped and their eyes widened in confusion since no one knew what was happening. In the control room were Fiona and her father. Cumberland began staring at Liu Shen with a furious expression, clenched his teeth, and couldn't help but wonder what our boy had planned to do. Fiona's eyes, who was next to him, widened in surprise. She couldn't help but blush, causing her jaw to drop. Zhenyu's attention was fixed on Liu Shen, and with a serious gaze, she realized that he planned to attract everyone toward him. She couldn't believe that Harold's nephew wanted to do something so dangerous. The small energy crystals formed a giant crystal in the sky, attracting the attention of the crows. Liu Shen began to gaze at the ground and started walking. The martial saints realized that he wanted to become the only king of this world's sect competition. Cumberland put his arms behind his back and began to observe our boy in silence. Fiona's eyes began to shine with joy. She turned towards her father and with a confident smile said that she had already made her decision. Our boy closed his eyes and a confident smile spread across his face, and Fiona revealed that Liu Shen was the life partner she had always dreamed of. The floating energy crystal caught the attention of all the warriors, and in the blink of an eye, hundreds of warriors descended from the sky, landing in the sea, being a gathering of elites. The fat man could not help but clench his teeth and feel furious. He cursed Liu Shen under his breath for having caught Fiona's attention. The man with the ponytail began to stare at Liu Shen with a gaze full of rage. His eyes widened in confusion as he did not know where he had gotten so many energy crystals from. In a matter of seconds, the area was filled with warriors, and while the energy crystal was floating in the air, Liu Shen sat calmly on the surface of the sea as if he were at a picnic. Everyone's attention was fixed on him, realizing that he had done this on purpose to attract everyone's attention. They were furious upon seeing Liu Shen's arrogant attitude. Our boy rested his head on his fist, closed his eyes, and couldn't help but smile upon seeing that so many warriors had been drawn in. He opened his eyes, and his gaze expanded with joy since, apart from the dojos and the army, the great sects of all factions were also here. He decided to wait a little longer. The gaze of one of the men fixed on him with a furious he admitted that Liu Shen had guts but advised him to hand over the energy crystals, promising that for Fiona's sake, they would let him go. A wicked smile spread across the warriors' faces. One of them began staring at Liu Shen, extended his hand, and started releasing martial fire. His eyes began to shine with malice. And with an arrogant smile, he explained that he didn't know where Liu Shen had gotten so many energy crystals from. Seeing that he had dared to attract their attention made him realize that he had never heard of the Black Hand before. The marshals were also present. The marshal of the north began to observe Liu Shen, and with a suspicious expression mentioned that something was not right, since not even they dared to face so many people at once. The eyes of the marshal of the west filled with hatred. He could not believe that Harold's nephew dared to do this, without knowing if he had some hidden plan. The marshal of the south simply began to observe Liu Shen in silence. Just then, our boy raised his finger and began to release thunder. He stood up, and using his power, broke the energy crystal into pieces, leaving everyone in shock. The energy crystal shattered and began to fall to the ground. Liu Shen's eyes widened with excitement. And with a confident smile, he gave the order to everyone to challenge him, defeat him, and kill him if they had the guts. He grabbed one of the energy crystals with his hand. And with an arrogant expression, revealed that if he was defeated, they could keep all the energy crystals. Liu Shen's plan worked, and the warriors' eyes filled with hatred as their gazes fixed on him. They clenched their fists and, with a murderous gaze, decided to kill him. The bald man and the orange-haired man drew their daggers, jumped, and with a smile lunged at Liu Shen. The bald man stuck out his tongue and revealed that they were the Razor Twins, subordinates of the martial saint of the Rose from the Eagle Kingdom. As they were slowly approaching, Liu Shen began to look at the ground. Then, he activated his divine power, causing his body to release a powerful wave of energy, which sent the Razor Twins flying into the sky. The attention of one of Dong Shengyi's team members was fixed on them. He was in shock upon seeing that the Razor Twins, ranked among the top 5, had been sent flying without even being able to touch Liu Shen. Dong Shengyi's eyes widened in surprise and his jaw dropped. He didn't know what was happening. He turned around, and his eyes filled with fear. He couldn't help but panic and started to sweat, asking his men while Liu Shengyi's eyes were shining with malice. He reached out to the sky and began gathering energy, preparing to unleash a powerful attack. After charging energy, he forcefully swung his hand towards Dong Shengyi and the others, launching a powerful slash of electric energy. The attack was so fast and powerful that they had no time to react. The attack successfully struck, making the warriors' bodies fly away. They opened their mouths and started bleeding. No one could believe that Liu Shengyi was so strong. Our boy attacked again, causing a powerful blast of electric energy to descend from the sky onto the warriors, creating a great explosion of energy. Many of Dong Shengyi's men had fallen. He placed his hand on his chest, turned around, and his eyes filled with fear, knowing that if it hadn't been for his prudence and if he had gone directly for Liu Shen, he wouldn't have been able to dodge the attack. While Liu Shengyi's body was surrounded by energy, he began to gaze toward the ground in silence. Dong Shengyi's gaze fixed on him. He couldn't help but be in shock since, according to him, Liu Shengyi was not an arrogant madman. He knew this was a trap. He wanted to catch them all in one strike. This was like moths throwing themselves into the fire. Just then, someone behind him fell to their knees on the ground and, while their body trembled, began coughing up blood. Dong Shengyi turned around and upon seeing this, he couldn't help but feel worried. It was his master Tang Ji who, with his body trembling, revealed that an enemy like Liu Shengyi was invincible and begged him to flee. Dong Shengyi clenched his fists and with a worried expression began to ponder in silence. Liu Shengyi's eyes began to shine with malice and with an arrogant smile. He activated his mental power and asked if they really wanted to flee. He used his power, making a giant wave appear around the area. Compared to it, the warriors were like ants. Seeing this, the warriors' eyes widened in fear and their jaws dropped in shock, realizing that this was a water barrier formed by psychic energy. The other man put his hands on his cheeks and couldn't help but go into shock upon seeing that Liu Shengyi was also a master of mental energy. Tang Ji's attention was fixed on the wave and his eyes filled with terror. He knew that a barrier of this magnitude could not even be created by a level 9 martial saint. Liu Shengyi appeared behind him, placed his hand on his shoulder, and while his eyes were shining, he began to smile. He asked if they really thought they could leave without leaving something behind. Feeling our boy's presence, Tang Ji swallowed hard, knowing that something bad was about to happen. Seeing this, Dong Shengyi couldn't help but panic and his eyes widened with concern. Tang Ji did not lose his composure and, while sweating, asked Dong Shengyi not to come closer, promising to stop Liu Shengyi and asking him to flee. Dong Shengyi couldn't help but feel confused and took several steps back. Liu Shen grabbed Tang Ji tightly by the head and asked if he had just said that he was going to stop him. Our boy's eyes began to shine, and with a penetrating look, he asked who had given him so much confidence, questioning whether it had been Lin Zhengyu. Upon feeling this, Tangji's eyes filled with fear and terror, making him sweat. He knew better than anyone that this was nothing good. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, so subscribe to our channel, share the video, and like. Lu Sheng grabbed Tangji tightly by the head and began to gaze towards the ground in silence. The eyes of poor Tangji filled with fear. He started to sweat and couldn't help but panic, knowing that he was in danger. Tangji closed his eyes and prepared for the worst, just before Lu Sheng could attack. Tangji handed over the bag of energy crystals, and his eyes widened in confusion and surprise. He couldn't understand what was happening. The marshals also took out their bags full of energy crystals. The southern marshal began to sweat, and his eyes widened with fear. He decided to hand over everything they had. The northern marshal started observing Lu Sheng in silence, and his jaw dropped. While on the other side, the attention of the western marshal fixed on our boy, and his eyes began to shine with seriousness. He also decided to give all the energy crystals he had to Lu Sheng. Lu Sheng's eyes, who was holding a bag of energy crystals, began to shine with joy, and a smile spread across his face. He started observing them and nodded his head, explaining that this should be more than enough. He used his power, making the energy crystals emerge from the warrior's bags and begin to move toward the giant energy crystal. While the energy crystal was shining intensely, Lu Sheng's attention was fixed on it, and his eyes widened with excitement as a joyful smile appeared on his face. He had finished warming up and now decided it was time to return. His eyes began to shine with determination as he gained momentum and jumped with a smile. The other warriors remained watching our boy in silence without saying a single word. He started flying quickly through the sky like an airplane. And his eyes expanded with confidence, knowing that this was going to be an unprecedented battle. For him, this was very exciting. Lu Sheng used his power and gradually began to distance himself from the warriors along with the energy. Everyone's attention was fixed on him. And instead of trying to stop him or confront him, no one moved a single finger, knowing they were no match for a monster like him. The warriors' eyes filled with fear and confusion. While some felt furious, others were in shock upon realizing that they were truly alive. They couldn't believe that all they had to do was hand over the energy crystals to survive. In an instant, Lu Sheng distanced himself from them. Dong Sheng's gaze fell on him, and his eyes filled with fear. For him, our boy was a monster. It was hard to imagine that someone at level 8 could be so powerful. Lu Sheng had not yet reached level 9 and was already capable of killing elite masters as if they were flies. He began to imagine Lu Sheng smiling, and with his eyes shining with malice. Dong Sheng could not help but swallow saliva and feel fear. His eyes widened in terror since for him this warrior could be compared to Lu Sheng. He closed his eyes and let out a sigh. After thinking about the matter many times, he finally understood how ridiculous his idea of challenging the world and proving his invincibility had been. Dong Sheng opened his eyes and with a sincere expression realized that in this world there were many people more talented than him. He began to imagine Lu Sheng. While our boy's eyes were shining, he gave Harold's nephew a strong kick in the chest, sending him flying. For Dong Sheng, it was a pity that Lu Sheng had not come since otherwise Harold's nephew would not have been so arrogant. Knowing that only a monster could defeat another, the jaw of the southern marshal dropped and his eyes widened in surprise. He could not help but feel somewhat confused upon seeing that Lu Sheng had left. The gaze of the northern marshal fixed on Lu Sheng. He was in shock upon seeing that our boy had left with all the energy crystals that the warriors had collected. His eyes filled with fear upon seeing that Harold had produced such a powerful monster. His eyes widened with rage, he clenched his teeth, and with a confident expression made it clear that if the future god of the army, Lu Sheng, were here, he could have faced this monster. The southern marshal turned to him, began to observe him in silence, and couldn't help but feel somewhat frustrated, knowing that he was right. With an angry expression, he clenched his teeth and made it clear that if the future god of the army were here, defeating Harold's nephew would be like hitting a dog for him. For him, no matter how strong Harold's nephew was, He could only boast in front of them and knew he wouldn't dare provoke a martial saint like Lu Sheng. The northern marshal approached him, placed his hand on his shoulder, began pointing at Lu Sheng with his thumb, and with a calm expression admitted that he was right. He revealed that before coming here he had already feared something would go wrong. Therefore, he had secretly hidden part of the energy crystals elsewhere, compared to those from whom Lu Sheng had stolen everything. They still had plenty. Upon hearing this, the southern marshal calmed down and began pondering in silence. The other warriors clenched their fists and began to walk around the area. The marshals had been lucky since almost all of them had taken a beating, but they had only suffered small scratches, which meant they were very lucky as they had managed to overcome the danger. They decided to go drink to celebrate. The sun was high in the sky, and somewhere on the island stood the Tower of Martial Saints. All the martial saints were in shock and surrounded Harold, asking if Lu Sheng was really his nephew and what was happening. Harold crossed his arms and did not respond. Cumberland's eyes widened with curiosity. He approached Harold, extended his hand, and with a suspicious expression asked what was wrong with his nephew. Upon hearing Cumberland's voice, Harold came out of his thoughts and with a serious expression began to turn around. The screen was showing the live images of our boy. With a smile he began to move towards the Martial Saints Tower. Everyone started watching attentively, and Cumberland made it clear that Lu Sheng had not reached level 9, but was more powerful than all the level 8 warriors. For him, this could no longer simply be described as talent. The attention of the martial saint wearing a hat fixed on Lu Sheng, with a sincere gaze, he explained that in the future, it was very likely that Lu Sheng could be on par with the martial saints. The attention of the martial saint with a beard was fixed on Harold. With a smile, he mocked Harold since it was difficult to imagine that a genius like Lu Sheng came from Harold's family. Harold did not fall into the trap and simply remained silent. Fiona's eyes widened with love. She approached her father, placed her hands on her chest, and with a joyful expression said that she wanted to marry this extraordinary genius. Cumberland's eyes filled with confusion. He began to observe his daughter in silence. Then he crossed his arms, closed his eyes, and explained that he still needed to evaluate Lu Sheng's character and personality, deciding to talk about it when he arrived. Fiona began to observe her father in silence with a surprised gaze. She joined her hands and closed her eyes, making a cheerful smile appear on her face. For her this was great. Lin Wanwan's attention was fixed on her mother. With a curious expression she told her mother that Tang Ji had not been able to resist even an attack from Harold's nephew. She could not believe that he had let everyone go alive. Zhang Yu crossed her arms and her attention was fixed on the screen. With a sincere gaze she revealed that if she had not seen it with her own eyes, she would not have believed that a genius of that caliber existed in the world. For her, he could be compared to that person. Her eyes began to shine with fear and surprise. She put her hands on her waist and sighed upon realizing that times had changed. More and more monsters were breaking the rules and surpassing their understanding, realizing that she was getting old. Lin Wanwan began to gaze at her mother and asked if she was talking about Lu Sheng. She had heard that in the past he had caught the attention of even the martial saint of Minjiu and had almost been accepted as his final disciple, asking if this was true. With a curious expression, Zhang Yu turned to her daughter and began to observe her in silence. Then her eyes began to shine, and her gaze fixed on Tan Jiu who was standing behind her with his arms behind his back. She explained to her daughter that Tan Jiu was known as the martial saint Minjiu, who had discovered many hidden talents in his life, but had ended up letting the brightest jewel of all slip away. Lu Sheng. With a smile, our boy began to move toward them, Tan Jiu's attention fixed on him. Zhang Yu knew very well that he must still be regretting it to his bones. Tan Jiu's eyes began to shine with rage, and his gaze fixed on Lu Sheng. The tournament was about to end, and after looting everyone, Lu Sheng stopped going after the energy crystals. In this way, the others resumed collecting energy crystals during the remaining time, but most of them had already been taken by Lu Sheng. After searching the bottom of the sea for several hours, The warriors only managed to collect a total of 132 kilograms, approximately one-fifth of what had been collected in previous tournaments. The martial saints gathered and began to chat among themselves, staring intently at the sea. Everyone started watching the screen in silence with a serious expression, knowing well that the real loot was in Lu Sheng's hands. But no matter how long they waited, he did not appear. Harold crossed his arms and began to think silently. The hooded martial saint approached him and, with a suspicious expression, asked if his nephew had broken the bracelet and fled, revealing that since he was Harold's family member, if something strange happened, he would have to take full responsibility. Harold remained silent, began to gaze at the ground, and could not help but feel somewhat furious, his eyes filled with rage and fear, causing sweat to appear on his face. He did not know why they were asking him this since he did not know either. Lu Sheng was a dragon who could not be provoked. If he really took all the energy crystals, he would not be able to do anything about it either. He thought he was dead since now everyone was convinced that Lu Sheng was his nephew, and if things got complicated, he feared that the martial saints would tear them apart alive. He began to pray for Lu Sheng to return quickly. Tan Zhongwu, who had his arms behind his back, began to observe the screen and with a serious expression revealed that Lu Sheng had arrived. Our boy, along with the giant energy crystal, began to move quickly toward them. Our boy's body was surrounded by a powerful energy and his eyes were filled with excitement. Several minutes later, he reached the shore of the island and, using his power, gently lowered the energy crystal onto the sand. Then he started to touch it and, with a confident expression, turned toward the martial saints. Making a smile appear on his face, the martial saint's eyes widened in surprise upon seeing such a large energy crystal. The presenter of the tournament, who was wearing glasses, approached Lu Sheng and while touching the energy crystal with his hand, with a smile revealed that he had collected a total of 545 kilos. The attention of all the martial saints was fixed on the crystal. They clenched their fists and could not help but feel joyful. Cumberland's eyes were filled with seriousness. He began to observe our boy and praised him for having collected this amount of energy crystals. He knew that this time the collection had reached between 500 and 600 kilograms. Being 50% more than last time, which meant that the martial saints were going to receive a greater amount of energy crystals compared to the past. His eyes widened with joy and with a kind smile. He explained that Lu Sheng's excellence was undeniable. The final victory and glory belonged to him. He asked what his name was since he had the right to be remembered by everyone present. Fiona's eyes began to shine with love. She placed her hand over her chest and, with a joyful expression, she made it clear that Lu Sheng was the man she wanted to marry. Cumberland's attention focused on his daughter. He began observing her in silence, not knowing what to say. He revealed that only our boy had the right to take the brightest jewel of his family. Lu Sheng began to gaze at the ground in silence. The muscular martial saint crossed his arms and his eyes filled with rage, with his body trembling from hatred. He realized that in the future, he would advance without obstacles. The martial saint who wore a hat and a white mask clenched his fist and felt frustrated since when he reached the rank of Grandmaster. He had not been treated like that. With a smile, Lu Sheng addressed Cumberland with respect and explained that before revealing his name, he had a small doubt he would like to clarify. Our boy's eyes began to shine with confidence, and with an arrogant smile, he said that he wondered if the distinguished martial saints could answer it. Cumberland's eyes widened in confusion and curiosity. With a serious gaze, he began to stare at Lu Sheng and said that if he had a question, he could say it bluntly. Lu Sheng put his hand on his chest, lowered his head before him, and thanked him. It was beginning to get late, and after thinking for a bit, Lu Sheng decided to reveal his small doubt. Coldly, he asked how it was that the martial saints were so useless. Upon hearing this, Harold and Fiona's eyes filled with fear, while on the other side, Cumberland, Tang Zhongwu, and Zheng Yu's jaws dropped in surprise and confusion. With an arrogant gaze, Lu Sheng asked how they dared to occupy such high towers and call themselves martial saints. The video. If you guys want to see the next part, then please subscribe our channel. share and like the video.